1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. What's a podcast? 1 2 1 2. What's a podcast? Episode 129. We are back. DJ Jerome Baker the third. I am here. My name still rings true that Abdul is a Republican.
That's
Uh,
false, fake news. We got to stop.
I mean, I
Nobody
don't
believes
know.
it, but I'm getting some threats.
You got the Republican glitch on your microphone.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
you doubling up. You
Yeah,
must really mean what you say
the
because you doubling
Republican
up.
glitch is real ugly on your microphone. You might want to
Oh,
go
good.
straight with the straight.
Glitch will be all.
All right. Shout out to my man.
It's
All
still happening.
Oh yeah, it's still happening, bro. Yeah. God knows you're lying, so it's okay.
I think it just happens when you get hype. When you say shit like you mean it,
Yeah.
it doubles up for you.
How
Shout out
about
to
now?
Yeah.
Yeah, still.
If you try to tell the truth and just let the world know who you are, maybe it'll just like straight up just say I'm a Republican.
Abdul 2 times.
Yeah. Shout out to my man, always available.
Jerome's up
Hashtag
with John McCain's daughter.
See, you can't even get it out. Like
we couldn't even hear what you
understand
said.
you're saying, bro.
Something about Jerome and then Jim McCain's daughter.
Yeah. So
All right, how about now?
Perfect.
yeah, much better.
Let's do this.
Truth has set you free. You lost some quality, but that happens when you're a Republican. So I get it.
Jerome got a baby on the way with John McCain's daughter from
I
Arizona.
don't even, nope.
Yeah, you
nope,
do.
No.
Don't lie.
Nope. All my
You
actions can be accountable when I was in Arizona.
All your old work were all Republican white women.
Never.
Mesa, Arizona, stand up. Come on.
Nah.
All of them. All of them. You just erase them from memory. Just because you forgot about them doesn't mean that they never existed.
I haven't forgotten about them.
You forgot about them. You want to.
Facebook doesn't let you forget anything.
All right, shout out to them, man. Let's
so
go.
We're gonna do. Also, we're gonna have Abdul lower his volume just a little bit.
There we go.
Obviously, things get a little. We're just dealing with some technical difficulties. People were here, we're ready to rock. Shout out to my guys, Dream D and my man Marcus. We listened to the podcast on the way back from Virginia last week. You know, they had some great feedback for us, which is 99% positive. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to be in the midst of people who appreciate your work. So thank you to the guys.
How was VA?
VA was fantastic. Just being in
The party
VA,
looked all right.
being in VA is good, man. I really like 757 a lot. Basically, we went down early in the day. I think we left DC around 11. Got to VA 3. And then we didn't even get back to the room until like 7 because we grabbed something to eat downtown Norfolk. Then we went to a sneaker reseller spot called Locker Room Norfolk.
They had some fire?
They had some high stuff. It was cool.
You saw some shit down there?
Nah, I didn't even know we were going to the store, but it was half a block from where we ate lunch. There's a few reseller spots down there, which doesn't surprise me, but it's just like, you know, they have a whole network between reseller, vintage, you know what I'm saying, that whole nine. Then you've got Cream and you got Commonwealth. So
I like that, man. I've become more of a fan of hitting up the resale spots at cities that I go to, man, only because I seem to find more stuff there than I do at like normal retail stores. You know what I mean?
Normal retail stores don't have anything.
They don't have anything. I mean, they sell out as soon as something's released. So the chance of you finding something that you missed out on years ago or even last week, you know, your odds are going to a resale shop. I mean, the prices are high, but every now and then, man, you might find like a deal on like some old Air Force Ones or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the prices are high, as is your volume. So we're just going to
continue mad high
to just give Abdul subtle reminders. There we go.
There we go.
Now,
I thought it would help if I just held the whole thing down the whole time, but obviously that doesn't help.
Nah, your heart starts beating fast and the volume gets loud.
The volume goes up.
Listen, we're having some technical difficulties here. If you're a Mac expert and you know how to permanently stop this volume from readjusting automatically, hit us up in the comments next week so that we can get this resolved.
So Virginia was cool. We got to the room at 7. I think we literally did.
You left at 11 and got to the room at 7?
Well, because we got to Virginia at 3.
Okay.
We got to downtown Norfolk by 3, but we linked up with Eric. We sat there, chilled, went to the locker room place.
Oh, you went to Commonwealth first?
No, we never got to Commonwealth.
Oh,
Have you ever even been to the shop down there yet, or no?
It's fantastic.
Okay.
It's. I'm not gonna say it's better than the DC store, but it's.
They got matcha.
But they got the little matcha bar there though, which is
that's a very small piece. It's just a bigger store, I think,
yeah.
and it's just the setup and the layout is very conducive to wanting to buy something. It's a very fresh experience. Like
It's got a good
you walk
flow.
in there and you want to buy something. It's very, very, very dope.
What is matcha?
I think it's like a tea.
It's green. No, it's not tea. It's a green powder
Is it
that you.
healthy? It sounds like it's
Yeah,
healthy.
you can add. It's like an additive. You can add it to your. You can make it for tea. Some people drink it in capsule form. Some people do it with coffee. There's matcha bars in New
Okay.
York City.
Is it a Filipino thing?
No. It's a finely ground powder of specifically grown and processed green tea leaves, traditionally consumed in East Asia. The
Oh yeah,
green tea,
okay.
the green tea plants used for matcha are shade grown for 3 to 4 weeks before they harvest.
Shout out to East Asia.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot. I believe a lot of people believe that a lot of East Asian, you know,
What?
things are healthy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Part of the lifestyle out there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
peace to the brothers and sisters in East Asia.
Peace to the gods. The
Yeah.
East
So,
Asian gods.
bong. We get to the hotel about 7. Quick wind down. Next thing you know, it's 8:30. Function starts at 9 because it's
Mm.
Virginia. You got to take advantage of it.
Are
So,
people in the building at 9:30?
bro, it's a mile from the room to the spot. We're on 34th Street. The spot is on 21st Street. I'm like, let's take
Like
scooters.
right at the beach.
Yeah, right. We're literally on the
On the
beach,
strip.
Yep.
on the strip. I'm like, let's take scooters. They don't have scooters down there, which I get because people get drunk, steal them, whatever, right? So then I'm looking for like a pedicab, like one person riding a bike and can just get us there.
Yeah.
Nothing. So we end up walking a mile, which I was just like, this is trash, but whatever. We walk a mile.
What happened to walking Jerome, man?
Dog, not with a
Show up
backpack on your
sweating.
back and sweating and all that. Yeah,
Should have
man,
taken
for
an
sure.
Uber.
I don't know. So we get to the spot. Spot's cool. It's called Seaside. It's really just a bar that these dudes love. The manager's name is Mark. He's a really awesome dude. And we enter through the spot. Boom, it's already popping. Sugar Bear's DJ. He started the night off with reggae. So I was like, oh,
Oh, I like that already.
you're not here to play games, bro. At which point I was just like, let me just adjust my G, because for me with reggae, you gotta you like work your way up to that. You know what I'm saying? You have to get the party ready when the girls is there, when the whole nine, because I don't want to waste these songs.
But if it was already jumping, you already ready.
It wasn't jumping, but it was like the start of the party. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like there's not enough liquor in their system.
I feel like if you start playing reggae too early, you just got to play a whole reggae set if you're gonna do it like that.
So he pretty much did that, which is fine. But again, there's just not like all the girls hadn't shown up yet. All the liquor hadn't been consumed yet. You know what I'm saying? But he did a swell job. Fast forward to about 12:30. You know what I'm
Is he
saying?
a trash DJ?
No, he's a good DJ. He's
okay.
dope. He's a good DJ.
I thought maybe we were gonna shit on him a little bit.
Nah.
No? Okay.
So fast forward to 12:30. The party needs to go there. Sometimes
the party needs to go back to reggae, or needs to get turned up a little bit.
Turned, but just like we need to go there. We need to like
step it up a notch.
Yeah,
because the lights come on at 1:30 in VA. You know.
So 12:30. That's power hour. Like you try to get it in.
We're doing like every
hour. Yeah.
Literally, we're doing like every 30 minutes back and forth. It was 12:30. I just said I got this, and man, for that 45 minutes, I destroyed the party.
Did you play any CLB? Certified Lover Boy?
Nah, it had just came out at 12. It was at 12:30.
Ooh.
So there's.
Did you play some Kanye?
Of course not.
Oh, okay, good. Just checking.
No. Yeah,
knowing your Republican background, I was just making sure.
Come on, bro.
Was it a heavy NERD Neptune set?
Nah, none of that. It was just party.
I feel like you
rocking.
can't do that down there too much.
Yeah, it gets old.
Yeah.
So great party. Shout out to OQ. OQ pulled up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit! Okay.
I didn't know he was in Virginia Beach, but he was back out there. Him and Luis. You know what I'm saying?
They both pulled up.
Both pulled up. Yeah.
Wow. Shout out to OQ. Happy 17th anniversary for the anniversary of Commonwealth, by the way. OQ, for those that don't know, Omar is, how do you pronounce Omar's last name? Kiambo?
That sounds respectful.
Yeah, I mean, started Commonwealth in 2004 with Larry Incognito. And, now we're at 5 stores worldwide? We got 6. Listen, let me tell you something. It's a very big deal. Congratulations to Commonwealth, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, 3 in the States, 3 in the homeland, you know what I'm saying? In the Philippines. And the party went there, man. I had it right. Boom, 1:15. Everybody's in a good place. Rome, you killed it. I'm like, yeah, you already know. We're gonna get chicken wings after this. You feel me? And so
A lot of ladies, or
lot of
just a lot
ladies,
of dudes with
lot of no,
snapbacks.
actually more ladies.
A lot of dudes with snapbacks
More
and tattoos.
ladies, more ladies than more ladies of more persuasions. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of good mix in there.
Okay.
Attractive ladies, man. It was a good
All
party.
right.
It was just a really good party. Like it just set the tone for my whole
You lock
weekend.
something down?
Of course
Oh,
not. Of
oh.
course not.
He said,
Said,
"Of course not."
not.
What?
What am I doing? What are you? Who are you talking to,
I
bro?
don't know. Jerome's like the single. You listen. I mean, I don't know.
Again, man, I'm trying to get the job done. Right? It's my third time playing there.
You may be the only DJ I know that
Yeah.
says, of course not, to bag something. The only single DJ I know. Like, you bag some? Of course not.
No. What? No. Because my goal is to come back, which I'm going back to Virginia Beach to play. But
That's even better.
Why can't you go back?
Yeah.
No. What I'm saying is my goal is to perform at such a high level every time I play that I want to be invited back to play, regardless if it's a Commonwealth party or not. So the next time I go back, it's not a Commonwealth party, but I'm still going to be playing. You know what I'm saying?
You could still bag something at a non-Commonwealth function.
That something might lock you in for another gig.
Yeah, you might not have to get a hotel next time.
Ooh, and then you pocket that money. That's like
what I'm saying.
Y'all are a very quick, trusting duo. I don't know.
Oh man, listen, I trust everybody.
Listen, because you've been with one person for God knows how long. So
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Your G level, your radar is a little low. You know what I'm saying?
You just rent a car, and lock everything in the trunk.
Yeah.
What they gonna steal? Your phone?
No, I mean I'm good. I appreciate the
advice,
the creative direction.
We're giving creative direction. We're creative directors over here.
Anything that can get stolen is like password protected. They can't steal your laptop or your phone. Is dead to anybody, you know.
Listen,
it doesn't matter. I don't want to.
I just like being a creative director. I'm gonna add that to my Instagram
speaking
bio.
of creative director, I know you've been hanging out with VNL and GN lately. You know.
What I'm saying? Yeah. Yo, I got some creative direction from those guys. Shout out to Gian De Leon, former guest of the show. He joined us. Where was he at when he came on the show? Was he at? He wasn't at High Snob, right?
Nah, he was still at Nordstrom.
He hadn't started at Nordstrom yet.
He had just left High Snob.
Yeah. Okay, he had just left High Snobiety.
In transition to Nordstrom.
Yeah, and now he's I don't exactly know what he does, but he's very
he does it well.
He gives Nordstrom men the vision. All right, there we go.
Shout out. So for everybody that doesn't remember, we had an incredible over pandemic. We had an incredible episode with Gian De Leon, who is a Northern Virginia born, sort of Virginia
native DMV. Yeah,
native to the DMV. Spent a lot of time in DC. He used to live about a half block from me. And now he's been in New York for the past couple of years doing really big things. If you follow him on Instagram, he actually was on his story. He was showing the effects of the hurricane in his living space.
Yeah.
And it was pretty sobering to see that hit a bunch of people. But shout out to Gian. He was in DC hanging out. Shout out to our guy VNL. VNL is Mr. Sneakers. He's hit recently. He's been on a wave.
But he used to work for Nike, so he got cheat codes.
Listen,
he's on the algorithm.
He has to be.
Nah, he complains a lot like he's not. He's like, yo.
I mean, that's what people that complain a lot. That's
what they do when they keep
smoking mirrors, bro.
Yeah, they complain because they don't want you to they don't want to help you out.
Yeah, they don't want you to know that they're on the list.
I'm not looking for help, you are the list, bro. Like, if there's,
I'm not on the sneakers list.
You're not on the
unfortunately
sneakers app ex Nike employee list, but you're on like the list. You know what I'm saying?
The Lizzie.
I mean, that's debatable.
Yeah, you've moved past the list. You're on the Lizzie.
It's debatable. Check Abdul's Instagram post, and everything is hashtag the Lizzie.
The Lizzie.
How is it debatable?
Yeah. Shout out to Clark Kent.
He incriminated himself talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
It's debatable. Hashtag the Lizzie.
I mean, I'm just saying. Whenever Clark decides to bless me, yes, I am on the list.
I'm just saying, just check the background of this video and see if Abdul's on the Lizzie.
I don't know.
He got more shoes behind it than most people got in their closet.
That's 30 years of work.
I'm just saying.
It is what it is. It is
30,
what it
30
is.
years of the Lizzie.
Some people have 30 years of platinum records. Some people have 30 years of, what I'm saying, platinum
And
sneakers.
look at
It is
where
what
I'm
it
at. I
is,
only
bro.
have 30 years of sneakers to show off. That's sad, actually.
You sitting about, you got about a
Yeah,
house sitting
you
around.
got a cool million probably.
It might be some
Allegedly.
yeah, I don't know if there's a Potomac house in there, but there's a house. You
Nah,
know what I mean?
there's definitely a Potomac house
There's a
in there.
Potomac
It's
house.
like a, a, um,
North Potomac.
a little studio condo.
That's North Potomac.
He got a
Homie.
North Potomac /
North
Gaithersburg.
Potomac,
Yeah,
Gaithersburg.
that's Montgomery Mall vibes.
Hey, Montgomery Mall in the mid 2000s used to have that fire though. Do not play
You're
around, bro.
100% right.
They used to
Montgomery
have
Mall
that
at one time
fire.
might have been the best mall to go to. It was rivaling Tyson's.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if either of them actually saw PG in its heyday, but
Oh, I'm just talking about
In general.
yeah, in general, like if you were trying to cop some like polo stuff,
Yeah.
like the
Oh, yeah.
department stores were popping.
Well, they had all of them right there.
They had all of them.
Yeah.
And then if you wanted to just meet girls, like in the food area, like what I mean, there was a lot of benefits to making that trip out to Montgomery County.
Yeah, Montgomery Mall was always a nice little
Yeah,
dug off. A little
yeah,
dug
you're
off,
right.
you know what I mean?
One day I'm gonna tell the story about how I almost got arrested there.
I can believe it.
We're gonna put that on Patreon.
I mean, I think Montgomery Mall is on Democracy Avenue, and being that you're a Republican, you probably were wilding out. You know what I'm saying? So if you're
Well played.
so if you are who you are, I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Well
Brown
played.
man, and you know what I mean. But
you know a lot for somebody who's not from here, allegedly, Jerome.
I pay
Democracy Lane.
I pay attention to my surroundings, bro. I was just out there over the weekend. My Bella we went to Sky Zone. We went to Zava Zone. We ended up
you was in the zone this weekend.
Yeah, we was at Coastal Flats, which is kind of you know what I'm saying? Like it was we do Rockville real heavy, bro.
Okay.
I would never live out there, but so episode 129. This is gonna be a sobering moment for the podcast, but we just spoke about Clark Kent and DJ Clark Kent, God's favorite DJ. He had an amazing Instagram post, a tribute to his friend, and we all know Michael K. Williams, who passed away. Clark, they're both Brooklyn born, Brooklyn bred, Brooklyn raised, and Clark just went into some detail about how they met in 7th grade. And, really good friends, and it just you could just feel the emotion in Clark's post.
I think he actually talked about them going to middle school together on our podcast. I think when Clark was a guest, I think I remember that conversation coming up. I could be wrong.
He may have done that. So again, man, rest in peace to Michael K. Williams.
Legend, man.
He was so much more than the characters that he played on both The Wire and what was it? Boardwalk Empire.
Boardwalk Empire. Chalky White.
Those were two roles that he gained a lot of notoriety for.
For sure.
But the tributes on social media to him have been, and I don't want to compare people who have passed away, but it's been legendary to see the amount of love, the amount of stories that have been shared about him, the videos, his dancing.
I didn't know that he started off as a dancer.
Me neither, man.
So
who knew?
So I just saw a clip earlier where he when he wanted to start acting, he was saying how being in music videos in New York City in the 90s was a big deal. So he went to all the agencies, shot a couple photos, and next thing you know, because of the scar that was on his face,
started modeling.
No, Tupac picked him out to be in his first movie, a movie called Bullet. He played Tupac's little brother because of the scar on his face. Tupac said, anybody that can handle getting that scar can play my little brother. And that's how he got his first role. He also choreographed a video, I believe it's for Crystal Waters.
Yep.
And that was nominated for a Best Video Award in 1994. He was a dancer for both George Michael and Madonna. And I mean, all the videos have just been fire. Like, have just been really next level. Just he was just a Brooklyn, New York City dude. You know what I'm saying? And I guess there's the very last episode of Anthony Bourdain's show, when it was No Reservations.
Yeah.
He went to every place in the world, and when he chose to go to Brooklyn, Michael K. Williams was his co-host, his guest host or
Wow.
whatever. Then they just walked around New York. Michael K. Williams knows everybody. You know what I'm saying? They end up going to a diner in New York, a spot called Gloria's, doesn't even exist anymore. And they run into the dude Marlowe that was also on The Wire.
Oh shit.
And
Okay.
yeah, and it's just like it was just like, yo, like he was the guy. He was the New York City guy. I met him summer 17 or 18. I DJed in Brooklyn, and I did Everyday People, and I just was like, yo, I think that's dude. Like me and the people that I'm with. Fast forward, I'm DJing later on, and it's a full on dance music party. You know what I'm saying? 900 people. Somebody bumps into me. I turn around and look. It's homie. He's like, yo, man, you're killing it. And I was like, dude, I appreciate
Oh
that.
shit.
You know what I'm saying? So
What a great compliment to receive from somebody who's who's been around music for so long, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I know you had to felt good about yourself just because
Oh yeah,
getting
yeah,
that
for
from
sure.
somebody like him has to mean a lot
For
more than just
sure. And
getting it from Eddie or me.
my knowledge of his involvement in dancing, I didn't know that. You know what I'm
Neither
saying?
did I. I
So
saw
come to
this New
find
York
out,
Times post
yeah,
yesterday where they
yeah,
talked
yeah,
about it.
Yeah,
yeah,
same.
For the first time, I knew that he was on tour with George Michael and Madonna, and like I didn't know anything about like the dancing part of his life, man. I mean, I think for a lot of us, our introduction to Michael K. Williams was The Wire. To
Yeah,
be honest,
Omar.
yeah, was his character Omar, and I mean, I remember seeing him at Dream right around the time like 2004, 2005 when The Wire started to get hot,
Yeah.
and Dream was the spot to go to in Washington D.C. Like people traveled from around up and down the East Coast just to go to that club, man. It was um, might have been the
From
last
everywhere.
poppin' like mega club in the United States, maybe with the exception of some spots in Miami. But
and
yeah, I
Vegas.
mean the whole cast of The Wire used to be in there. Snoop was in there when she started getting on. Not Snoop Dogg, by the way. I'm talking about Snoop, the character from The Wire. I mean. Bodie from The Wire would be in there, and Michael K. Williams was in there all the time, and yeah, it this one really hurt, man. I mean they're all hurt when somebody passes, but for not knowing someone, this just came completely out of left field, and it was just extremely sad. And on top of that, I knew we knew that he had gone to he was a middle school friend with of Clark Kent's, and just I knew the
That's
pain
like
that Clark must be going through.
lifelong friend.
Well,
Yeah, man.
the another, and I mean, I just really stuck on social media yesterday. One, I got locked out of my apartment, so I had nothing to do. But the stories were just coming in from every angle, and he talked about his love for Baltimore. He said that
Yeah,
when he actually moved to Baltimore for a little bit because
I'm
he said
sure.
that he was so just in love with the city and the people. Like after and while filming The Wire and everything, that he was just like, yo, I gotta move here. He's like,
yeah.
these are my people. These
Yeah.
are, you know what I'm saying? I'm familiar with
He
this,
played
with
that
this.
role down to a T, man. You would
I
have
mean,
thought he was from Baltimore.
I've read where people say he's one of the top 5 characters ever on TV.
Listen. That's not a stretch at all.
Top
That's
5
accurate
characters
to me. I'll
ever
vote
on
for that
TV.
every time.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like and I keep saying I need to really watch The Wire. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh,
You've
bro, you
never
need.
watched it?
Never watched it,
Oh
bro.
man, that's like one of the best
You got it. You got.
series
Let's
ever.
get you on that, man. Let's start that as a segment and as well for you to get familiar with the show. You're gonna start watching it, and then I'm gonna rewatch it as
Yeah, I'll
well.
rewatch it too because my
All
wife's
of
never
us will
seen it.
watch
Yeah.
it, and then we can talk about it in the TV segment of the show. All three of us can contribute to that.
Once you start watching it, you're gonna be hooked anyways.
Yeah,
It's all
You'll
man,
find time. You'll find
just
time for
life
it.
just always got in the way. You know
I
what I
hear you, but
mean?
once you
So
start it, you'll find time to
you'll be
watch it.
hooked.
It's that
You'll
good.
be hooked.
I'm gonna make it work.
But
I'm gonna make it work.
there was also a lot of posts and as well as a video that my wife showed me yesterday, where Michael K. Williams had talked about how he had been typecasted into playing more so like a gangster for the most part, and he wasn't really happy with that, and so I saw some posts where a lot of people talked about you saying rest in peace to him while you're showing him as playing a character Omar where it wasn't something that he liked or he didn't he felt some sort of way about it. I don't know how he felt, but I'll just say this, man. I mean, a lot, like I said before, a lot of people's introduction to Michael K. Williams was the character Omar in The Wire. And I mean, listen, people show their love in different ways, right? This is how they got introduced to him, and this was a character they fell in love with.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I just found out that maybe about the whole typecasting thing. Maybe there's a lot of people out there that don't know about that. That
I mean, I feel like most actors probably get typecasted. You know what I mean? You see a lot of the same actors as
yeah,
similar roles.
yeah. But most recently, he actually had a show called Black Market on Vice.
That shit was fire.
That shit was fire, man. So
Yeah.
I mean, there were just so many dimensions to this dude. You know what I mean? Just being an artist from any aspect of it, from dancing to acting to being a host of or starring in a documentary movie. Why can't I say that word? Black market. Just so many different aspects to him, man. So it's definitely is a huge loss, man. That shit sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can talk about him and his work and his qualities as a person for a very long time. I saw that there were just a lot of outpouring from his past co-stars,
Yeah,
particularly a lot of people from the Wire. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Wendell Pierce, there's a video of Wendell Pierce that you guys should see where he's at an event with Michael K. Williams. They're standing next to each other, and for 2 minutes, he sings his praises like you've never seen anybody else give another
Wow.
man their flowers. It is an incredible video. Michael K. Williams is speechless. Like, he literally
Yeah,
doesn't even know what to say while it's happening. But it's so dope to see somebody do that unprovoked. He didn't win an award. They were just
yeah.
there being interviewed. There's
Another
a lot of the Snoop, I'm sorry, she spoke something. One of the other dudes, I forget his name, but he
Mac
spoke.
Wilds.
Mac Wild said something, but then even somebody else as
Oh,
well.
okay.
You know what I mean? So I think people are waiting to see, and they were just saying how, like, Michael B. Jordan has just lost two giants in his life in the past year
Yeah,
between both Chadwick Boseman and
Michael K.
now Michael
Williams.
K. Williams. Yeah, for sure. So
Damn.
it's just it sucks, man. It's a lot going on out there. It's
Did
just
you
it's
know how
unfortunate.
he got that scar on his face?
I do not know.
He was in a bar fight in Queens on his 25th birthday and got cut by a razor.
Buck
Well, you
50.
got $150.
$150, right
Woo.
across the face.
And it helped define him, though, right? It helped every
Yeah,
character that he played, whether for good or for bad, it became a part of their story.
I mean, you're
It
that guy with the scar on your
But
face. Once you have such a
it adds depth to your character
and
now, you know what I'm
credibility,
saying?
like
Yeah,
when he
yeah.
played
definitely.
when he played Omar, like you were watching that shit
I
scared of
thought
him. You
I
know what I'm
thought
saying? You
I,
were like,
I thought that it was fake at first, like, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Just because I was like, yo, they
He was
found a
just
dude with a scar on his face like that, like he's really from the streets like this.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but nah, that shit was from a bar fight or
That shit was
something.
from the streets.
Yeah, it was on his 25th birthday,
Yeah.
according to Wikipedia, I should add.
Episode 129 was the podcast. Rest in peace, Michael K. Williams. We definitely had to speak on that.
Yeah, man.
Obviously, if you're watching the podcast, you see Abdul has updated his screen name. He's buckling under pressure. I see it. It's all good. Wait till I got something for
I
next week.
mean,
I got
you
something
call
for
it
next week.
buckling under pressure. I just call it speaking my truth.
I be you. You know what I'm saying? Be you. You know what I'm saying? But no, I mean, obviously, what's the podcast? We are here. It is so today is September 7th. It is the third anniversary of Mac Miller passing away. Rest in peace, Mac
Another
Miller.
tragedy.
Another tragedy. A lot of
Yeah.
people, I think a lot of people were getting more familiar with Mac Miller's music. As around the time of his passing, he did an incredible Tiny Desk about a month before his passing. That was
Mm.
just super super dope. I remember being in LA around this time, maybe a little bit before, and he had just put a new album out that was killing it, and it's still really good, really groovy. So rest in peace, Mac Miller. Obviously, that's just a huge loss for just the culture,
Yeah.
so to speak, for the United States in general.
How do
We are
y'all feel about? Do, not to group white rappers, but I kind of prefer Mac Miller recently over Eminem. How do y'all feel about that?
I haven't been an Eminem fan probably
for a lot since the first album. Maybe even like after some of the second one was but I wasn't really feeling it. Really, the first one.
The last Eminem song that I like was Stan.
Yeah,
and that's what I like the beat.
Well, when did the movie come out? 8 Mile. Did that come out after the second?
I didn't even care about 8 Mile.
The movie soundtrack was fire. I'll give him that.
I just like the little freestyle parts. That was the only thing that was dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Other than that,
but after that, he just completely fell off to me, man. His flow, like people say he shitted on Jay on Renegade. I completely disagree with that whole narrative. I mean, and you know, when I say people, I'm talking about Nas when he said Eminem shitted on you on your own track. But I mean it's a great line, but also it was also a popular opinion at the time. It wasn't just Nas. It was a lot of people saying that. But
nobody was saying that before. Nobody was saying that before Nas said it.
Oh, really? You think once he said that, people started
paying attention? Well, taking stabs at him.
Yeah, I disagree with that, man. Eminem has kind of been trash ever since his first album was over. To me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was gimmicky.
Yeah,
it was very focused for like suburban.
Actually, I like the gimmicky shit. It just something else changed though.
But it ran its course.
It ran its course.
Times, right?
And he changed his flow, and he changes.
Right.
It just became like an old man trying to. It just doesn't sound right when you're like 35 years old.
I mean, yeah.
And so the gimmick ran its course, and then he turns into like, oh, woe is me. I'm the white guy that got picked on.
Yeah.
But I've always been real hip hop.
But he can rap though. He can rap. He can rap.
But I don't know.
The world would think differently than our opinion because my man sold tons of fucking records.
Well, he sold tons of records because of white people. I mean, there's racist people who knew nothing about hip hop or didn't care about hip hop at all that would buy his album, but just because he was white.
But here's my thing, right?
He's the great white hope.
He never changed his flow. He never challenged himself. You never heard him on a premiere beat, really. You never heard him on different sort of he never challenged himself as an artist. They found what worked and like, you know what I'm saying, just did like the same thing over and over, and it was just like, all right, the real Slim Shady, and then like this thing and this thing, and it just was a very sort of like monotone existence.
Repetitive,
but because the visuals were interesting and controversial, you know, I've seen people say where artists like him couldn't come out in 2021.
He comes out in 2021 and it's super trash.
I'm just saying if what he did 20 years ago came out these days, he'd be canceled immediately. The way he was talking about women and some of that kind of stuff and
gay people.
Gay people, right? I mean, he was very on the attack. He was on the offensive, or he'd be embraced by a completely different crowd. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So, you know, I mean, once again, man, Mac Miller was a dope.
Mac Miller can fucking spit, man. Kid was nice.
Mac Miller wasn't trying to be something that he wasn't. He was just being himself.
Yeah, he was just being himself.
I don't know what other white rappers
can spit like that.
Can rap like that. Yeah, for sure. Well, listen, in the
company like LP,
LP be on his like underground.
Yeah, but he can spit.
He can rap for sure. I like him as a producer better though.
Yeah.
Who else? Asher Roth.
What's your boy's name that be shouting you out with the sneakers, Abdul?
Oh, Jeezy. Shout out to Jeezy, man. He makes good music. Jeezy can spit. He makes good music, man. I fuck with him. Is Jeezy white? And I'm not trying to be funny. He's white.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's certified though. Like he's really from Oakland. Like I know folks from out there. And they like.
I just you know how sometimes they can be like the Spanish cat who might just have the grease back here. You know what I'm saying?
You could still be white and be Spanish.
So my thing is,
well, I didn't know if he was just Latino, Latin X, and just kind of looked like he was white.
Just like you could be black Latino, you could be white Latino. You know,
because he can pass like he's not like white, like pasty white. Is what I'm trying to say. He looks like he has some sort of ethnicity to him. Yeah. Like he could be Spanish, he could be Greek, something like that.
Yeah, he could be.
Yeah, I just didn't know, so I was just asking. Shout out to Jeezy, man.
I'm actually waiting for a significant new age Latin rapper though.
a new age
Like,
Latin rapper.
We're not gonna say pun. We're not gonna say
Fat Joe.
Nori.
Beat nuts.
All that's 20, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
But a current new age 2021 Latinx rapper.
I mean, a Latin rapper that I fuck with that came out in like the last 10 years, Joel Ortiz. But he's
Joel
off
Ortiz,
that generation though. He's from
he's
20.
old,
he's in his mid 40s.
Yeah.
So,
okay, so
even though no, you're right. Who's new? What about the kids from Brooklyn, Bodega Bams? Or
I mean, you're on some real.
They're still old. They're not 2021.
More of like from a commercially acceptable standpoint.
No backpack hip hop.
Yeah, like Bodega Bams is definitely.
No, but they could spit though. They were nice.
But they don't have fans in Kansas. You know,
right?
Saying? Like I'm trying to figure like really and true like when Mexican when is the Mexican rap invasion gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Like they're all Travis Scott fans.
I mean, they all rap it. They all rap in Spanish. If you would say that and like about like reggaeton artists, then there's hundreds of them.
But reggaeton artists,
like there's nobody bigger like Latin rapper than like J Balvin or Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
but I'm talking about not like
hip hop.
You're talking about like okay,
yeah,
okay.
Hip-hop. So
I don't think there is one, or maybe we're just overlooking somebody.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, let us know who your favorite Mexican or Latinx rapper from a new age.
Yo, there's got to be some Puerto Ricans or Dominicans from New York that are like
that we just don't know about.
Yeah. I kind of want to more so find I'm kind of more so maybe on the West Coast though, because New York traditionally has.
Or Houston. Houston might have a you know what I'm saying?
Maybe we'll get
El Nacho or some shit.
El Nacho. Oh my god,
stupid.
Listen,
yo,
that's a problematic line. Solid time. You got to take that off.
No, you good. You good.
I'm joking. Right. Keep that in there. We're being funny.
So we're
talking about like a pit bull type of artist.
No, I'm talking about just like a Mexican who can rap. Like where it has been, like Be Real is the only one. Maybe I mean like
Be Real is not Mexican. I don't think. You think it's Cuban?
Be Real is Cuban.
I believe so. Yeah.
Words for them. So I'm just trying to say.
I believe so.
Sendog.
Sendog is definitely Cuban.
No, he's not.
Cuban.
They're all Mexican, bro.
Nah, Sendog is Cuban. He's Mellow Man Ace's brother. He's Cuban. They Cuban. There's a lot of Cubans in LA too.
Okay.
Not as many as there are Mexicans, but there's a lot of Cubans out there.
A lot of essays out there.
Yeah, man.
Be Real, maybe half Cuban, half Mexican.
All I'm saying is, where's the Mexican rappers?
Yeah, no, we need more Mexican representation.
The new Kid Frost.
Yeah, this is for Raza.
Yeah, I believe they're out there
on a Sunday afternoon vibes.
Ooh, Lighter Shade of Brown.
Lighter Shade of Brown was Arizona all day.
Yeah,
even though they're from California.
Arizona might have some spitters out there.
Hell no.
You just might not know. Kellen knows them.
No, not Mexicans. There's
I'm talking about Mexicans. Yeah.
Nah, ain't none.
No.
Well, if anybody knows any Mexican rappers that's relevant,
put in the comments on this post.
And,
yo, add them on the post.
Send us a link to him in the DM.
Abdul will send an 11-year-old Foot Patrol sticker. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go. Yeah, I do have an 11-year-old Foot Patrol sticker. I can send you that. Let's do it.
You see what I'm saying? It could work.
That's a contest.
It's a contest.
I'll send you a Pata sticker, black owned. You know what I mean? Shout out to Pata from Amsterdam, black owned.
Just tweet that if Pata was an American brand, they'd be bigger than what they are. Like people would know about them more.
Okay. And
they'd be celebrated more. I didn't know how to feel about that tweet because I feel like they do pretty well on their own.
They do, but you know what? A lot of people did not know is that they are black owned, 100% independent and 100% black owned. And they're in
the brothers, right? Or they're just
they're not brothers. The Edson Sabajo is one of the owners, and the other owner is G. Edson does have a brother named Tim that's a big part of Pata. I don't know his ownership in the company, but the two owners, from what I know, based on their history, is Edson and G. And shout out to both of them, man. Black owned, yeah, 100% independent.
Shout out to our guy Lex, Mr. Me Too 718. He just posted photos of himself at the U.S. Open in a suit on the ground floor. He was on the tennis, so we'll get an update from Lex in the comments.
That's big Republican vibes.
Yeah,
big Republican vibes. You know,
he entered through like a Rolex suite, so you know. Lex,
oh, you know he's dropping that bag.
Yeah, you already know. So
Lex and I had a fairly back and forth argument about about he was defending Kanye's line about slavery is a choice to me, and it was his argument was like, well, it is a choice. You can choose not to be a slave, or you can choose to be a slave. Anyway, I'm not gonna. We'll get back to that later. You know what? We're gonna have to get Lex on the show for him to just expand
die
on
from
that,
that
and so he
comment.
could get killed by us again.
Right.
Yeah, but shout out to Lex. I hope you're having a good time at the Republican convention. Oh man, yeah.
So
Team Potter, 100% black owned.
It is September 7th, the day that we're recording. 4 days from now, Saturday, it will be September 11th, and
Oh
it's
man,
the 20-year anniversary of September 11th here.
yeah.
We are in DC, not far from the Pentagon.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think the week is going to be a trauma-filled week for a lot of people who just we all remember what happened. You know what I'm saying? I was in college and these guys were
I was
probably
just about to ask you if you were in DC yet or if you were still in Hampton.
I was at Hampton, but
where did you? What was the first piece of news you heard, and who at that time?
My homegirl KP called me, was like, "Yo, turn the TV on right now." And I'm like, "Yo, I don't have class till 11. Like, why are you calling me?" And I turned it on just in time to see
the plane go into the building.
The first plane hit.
No, the second plane, right?
I saw a plane go into the building.
It had to have been the second one because the first one is probably what sparked her to call you.
There you go.
Yeah.
So turn that on, see that, that area of Virginia has every arm of the
every facet of the armed forces, United States Armed Forces.
You literally have everybody there.
Yeah.
So
every arm of it.
Every arm of it. So things we saw, planes taking off, and we saw all sorts of
battle carriers and all that
we
getting
had
ready.
Never seen. When I say Hampton sits across from all these, like, the biggest Navy, Fort Eustis, everything is down there. You know what I'm saying? So it got to be a gridlock because essentially I think the VA area was like, go home. So I somehow went to class. We all went to class. I remember one girl, her name was Kalila. She ended up speaking about, she was Muslim. So she was just trying to make sure, like, hey, I just want you guys to be prepared to see some anti-Muslim rhetoric and to let you know that not all Muslims.
She said that off top.
Off rip. I mean, she was sharp. She if she's not in politics, she's on somebody's board right now. But she was just like, I just remember her being like, I just don't.
We sure she's not part of Al Qaeda?
Nah.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
She was sharp though.
All right.
I believe that she was just like, I just want you guys to know that all Muslims are not. This is not the work of all Muslims. Like, don't fall for what you may be seeing in the very near future. And you know what I'm saying. Other than that, I went to class.
You still had class?
Yeah, well, because it was just, we didn't know what the fuck was going on. So then my teacher was, I remember that Dr. Rosenthal, he was just like, you know what, go home for the rest of the day. He dismissed class, and I had him for another class later that afternoon. He was like, I'm not teaching the other class this afternoon either.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting out of here. So I'm like, all right, bet, cool. So boom, get back home and just sat on the couch and watched all day. One of the biggest things, that we came up to DC a few weeks later, the Pentagon was still smoking. Like, you could visibly see it. The traffic in DC, maybe it might be like a week to 2 weeks later, was so crazy right around Arlington because people were pulling over and taking photos of the Pentagon.
Yeah, you know I did that actually.
See, there you go. So, and I also remember gas in Virginia because remember everybody was scared to fly at that point.
Yeah. Everybody was driving the fuck out of town.
Gas was 72 cents for the longest in Virginia. It might have been even cheaper. Right, I had a car, I had a white 626. Boom. I would get gas and just drive around for no reason because the shit was so cheap.
Just drive around to get more gas.
Yeah, like let's drive from Williamsburg to Virginia Beach twice in one day because we're only paying.
And we're gonna stop and get gas everywhere.
Of course, yeah, you know what I mean. So, man, I mean, rest in peace to everybody who passed away in September 11th attacks. Obviously, there was the planes that hit New York. There was the planes in Pennsylvania, I believe.
Yep.
Yep.
And then there was the plane that hit the Pentagon.
I
And
think I think the one in Pennsylvania was taken down by the U.S. Air Force, I believe, right? Because it was headed to a target. I don't think they've owned up to it yet, but I believe that was the consensus that they actually shot it
A
down.
missile shot it down.
Yeah, before they could crash into some building or something like that. I remember I got my news from Howard Stern that morning. I remember it was almost 9 o'clock.
Oh, you were
And
watching the Howard Stern show?
No, on the
or
radio.
Listening to it.
Yeah, I was listening to him, and they were like, "Yo, it looks like some small plane or something like that just crashed into the building at the World Trade Center." And it was just one of those one-off type events. Like, this is crazy, but nobody was thinking terrorist attack. And as they're explaining it, they're like, "Oh shit, another one just went into the other building of World Trade Center."
Yeah.
And at that point, I think is when panic took over the whole United States.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When that second one went in, like the first one it sounds crazy, but it could have been an accident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But two of them going in
Yeah.
was just crazy.
And then a few minutes later, the Pentagon.
Yeah. And then the Pentagon. You know what's so crazy about the Pentagon thing is that night, I actually drove, I think a whole bunch of us actually drove out to, people were parked on the shoulder of 395. If you're not from Washington, D.C., 395 is a highway that comes out of the city, goes into VA, and it passes by the Pentagon.
95 South.
Yep. And it you can literally pull over to the shoulder, and you could see the big ass hole on the side of the Pentagon.
Yeah.
And I only saw that hole that night because the next day it felt like it was gone. Like I might have drove by there like maybe 2 days later, but they had fixed that hole so quickly. I almost started doubting that I had even seen a hole on the side of the building the first night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how quickly they put that shit back together. But yeah, no, I mean, crazy day. I don't think I'll ever forget that, man. So many people lost their lives. And then the videos of the plane going into the building. And if I remember correctly, I think we saw somebody like who had just jumped off or fallen off.
Tons of people were jumping.
Tons of people were just jumping off, man. The World Trade Center. It was just craziness, man. And then New York City, that day was just, it looked like the whole city was completely covered in dust. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think New York's ever really been the same ever since then. You know, it kind of changed the city up a little bit, man.
Also, Jay-Z dropped the album that day on 9/11. The Blueprint dropped on, and who else? Fab maybe?
Fab's first album. Yep.
Fab's first album dropped on 9/11. Like, wow. Yeah, I'll never forget that, man. It was crazy. Which means that 9/11 2001 must have been a Tuesday, because at that time, that's all albums dropped on Tuesdays, right? I should check that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was.
You're thinking right, but I mean, you do want to double check.
Yeah, because I want to say at that time, albums only came out on one day. It wasn't like now. 2006, 2003, yeah, September 11th was a Tuesday. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Where were you when you heard the news?
I was at home. I was at home, and I think I was sleeping, and my parents called me and woke me up and were like, "Yo, turn on the fucking TV. Like, watch the fucking news." My parents were in the car driving. I think they were driving back from New York. And they heard on the news. They probably heard on Howard Stern like you did, and they called me and were like, "Yo, wake up, put the TV on, tell us what's going on." Like, and I just stayed on the phone with them and sort of gave them updates of what was going on.
At least your phone worked, because at that time, cell service was a wrap.
They might have called the house phone.
Yeah,
you know, that's when we still had house phones.
Yeah. You
know? Yeah, it was crazy.
Damn.
But I had to turn. I mean, after everything like happened, I had to turn the news off and stop watching it, man, because it was just too much, just too depressing to keep watching the same thing over and over. Like, I saw the planes hit live, so
Yeah.
It was a scar, man. It really unleashed some ugly things, though. Unfortunately, you know about how it's played out ever since. You know what I mean? Even with the hunt for Bin Laden and how we just
Yep.
left Afghanistan. So many things as a result of
20
9/11
years later, it's still we're
changed
feeling the remnants of that.
changed the world
Yeah.
so badly, and it's like between like Bush and Dick Cheney and all these people getting rich with all the, what I'm saying, like hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of lives that have been lost
Yeah.
due to misinformation and people jumping the gun. You know what
Horrible.
I'm saying? And it was one of those situations where it was the first time I think you saw a lot of collective white rage really try to justify their actions in terms of like assaulting people in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Beating up people who they thought were you know what I'm saying, like Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
It was a lot of real ugly prejudice and I don't know if racist isn't the right word, but bigotry. A lot of
Hmm.
bigotry and prejudice and
Ignorance.
ignorance that they tried to justify by saying, "Well, look what they did to America," and blah blah blah. And you know what I'm saying? It was just it's a very it's terrible that it happened. It's 100% terrible that happened. But the
Hmm.
fallout, you could say, has been equally, if not more terrible, if you really want to be honest and look at the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I
episode.
remember a lot of Sikhs, um, who are known to wear turbans for their culture and for their religion.
They're not even Muslim.
They're not even Muslim, dog,
Yeah.
but they caught it really, really bad because
Yeah.
you know what? Muslims in America don't actually wear turbans. It's like a cultural thing in Afghanistan and in parts of the Middle East where Muslims wear that not because of their religion, but mainly because of their culture.
Yeah.
But Sikhs actually wear that because of their religion, but
Yeah.
they have nothing to do with Islam or anything to do with Muslims. And those poor people, man, they caught it bad, man.
Yeah.
I remember cases about taxi drivers that were getting fucked up, just because they had on a turban, but they were actually Sikhs.
Yeah.
They weren't even Muslims. So yeah, and it's fucked up, man. I mean, racist America is super ugly, and that was a time when they were at one of their peaks, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We saw that again January 7th of this year. It was the same motherfuckers marching to the Capitol and
Absolutely.
invading it. It was the same fucking people.
Again, man, collective white rage is very. They're always quick to blame somebody else. They
Yeah.
never turn and look at what they've caused, and the cause of so many issues has been, their ignorance or their lack of education, or et cetera, et cetera. So, if you're in DC this weekend, please be safe. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm gonna be outside a little bit, so
Yeah.
um, you need to be smart in how you're handling all your business affairs this week because um, it could get very real outside. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so as a result of that, just be smart. Please be smart this weekend
You
if
gonna
you're
be
outside in
outside? You
DC.
you're playing another white party or all
We
white
have
party?
I have to do like some sort of event in Northern Virginia, and then no, I'm doing uh no. I'm doing St. Eve Saturday and Death Punch Bar Friday, and
Okay.
maybe Abigail on Sunday. So we'll see. So
All right.
no, Sunday I'm doing a private event. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, so me and Matthias and I. Excuse
So
me.
no death punch.
No,
Well,
Death
that's
No,
Punch is
Saturday.
Death Punch
Friday.
is on Friday.
Oh, that's
Yeah, Death
fire.
Punch is Friday. So episode 129 was the podcast. I know in one of our most recent episodes we spoke about Joe Crack the Don. How
Yeah.
much and Joe Crack the Don, basically Fat Joe for those of you who don't listen to What's Love.
Don
But
Cartagena.
basically he did the recap of the verses with Dipset and the
Diplomats.
Locks, Diplomats and the Locks.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
It was a well loved recap. You know what I'm saying? He was fully in his New York bag. His activities was working. His left
Yeah.
eye was twitching. It was a whole lot of just real New
The
York.
eye twitching. Yeah.
Joe Crack earned himself a verses. You know what I'm saying? There
Yo,
was a
he
lot of people
talked
that
himself
wanted
right into that verses.
Yeah,
a
but
lot
he
of
talked
people.
himself into the wrong verses,
Well,
man.
hold on. So there was a lot of people that were wanting him to do a versus with 50 Cent. According to Joe himself,
that would have been the good one.
But according to Joe himself, 50 is just not with verses. Like he doesn't like the platform. 50
He's just
Cent,
not making money off of it.
Side note: 50 Cent is a 100% piece of shit, though.
He's a piece of shit.
If you have,
if we're referring to the same thing,
we are. 50,
okay.
And I don't want to give it a lot of light, but 50 Cent made some Instagram posts in reference to Michael K. Williams passing.
He deleted it.
He changed. Yeah, he changed it. They were some of the most classless and tactless,
tasteless,
and tasteless, and just everything less that you can imagine. And like I already know 50 still thinks he's 25 and in Queens. It's
50,
like,
that's what he does though. That's
but,
because he that shit creates a buzz for him.
But like you don't have to do it hours after he passes away when tons of people.
You don't even need to do it with people's passing. Honestly, that's not something to joke about.
Right. And 50, and that's the kind
was
of.
there like a beef between them?
No.
Supposedly. No. Supposedly there was. Like 50's
okay.
Like Clip 50's on some like I don't do that fake love shit, yada 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 yada.
Then shut the fuck up.
There was something I saw the screen caps from both times. He posted it once and he edited it again, and then he deleted it. Right? So nevertheless, fuck 50 Cent. But a lot of people wanted 50 Cent versus Fat Joe. Joe himself said 50 Cent's not worth it. So now you've got Ja Rule versus Fat Joe.
Ooh.
That's trash.
Nah, it's not trash.
That's trash.
Why do you say it's trash?
Because Fat Joe is very much so still relevant, and Ja Rule hasn't been relevant in 20 fucking years.
That's not true either.
The only thing Ja Rule has been relevant of is fucking Fry Festival.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. He's got bangers.
What bangers?
Are you kidding me? Ja Rule's been number one for numerous times. His albums, his songs, What's Loved, shit with J-Lo, all of these are gonna come out, bro. He's been making hits since the late 90s.
But he only had a run of like 5.
He has about 5 or 6 songs.
That's not true. That's not true.
All right.
Bro, I just looked at his catalog. Like,
wait till he gets into his Vinny Vettitucci bag.
And that was 98.
That was 98.
Yeah.
Like, anything after 05 is a dub. But I'm going to be honest with you.
But that was a run, though. 98 to 05 is all he needs.
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you. Joe's run was longer. His run was about 91 to about 03, 04.
Nah, he's still making number one music songs. I mean, he just had this shit come out with Remy Ma. All the way up. People are still talking about that. All the way up. You hear people saying it all the time.
Make it rain.
That's one.
Well, Make It Rain was like 05.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
no, but all the way up. You hear people say that even up to this day.
His song, but I'm trying to tell you, he's literally not making hit records.
He's not making hit records, but he's making records.
I think it's a fair matchup. I think it's a fair matchup.
I think it's fair. I think the only way Fat Joe wins is because
Fat Joe's going to win. Not the only way. He's going to win.
Well, here's
okay.
I think Fat Joe wins because he has longevity, right? But like his early career was all like DITC shit.
Bangers though. It also depends on who's in the crowd and where they do. If they do it in the Garden again, all that old school Fat Joe shit is going to go crazy because people will know it.
They don't need to even do it in the Garden. They could do that shit in the Bronx somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like they could do that shit at Rucker Park.
I'm just saying if they do it in anywhere in the New York area,
they have to.
All his shit from 90 whatever one will still ring bells out there because people know it.
I hope he plays Shit Is Real. Like that's where he got to set it off. Start that shit off like that.
He got shit with KRS-One, Raekwon, Pun.
Yeah, like, no, I mean, listen, I'm not taking anything away from him, but
Fat Joe got songs with J-Lo.
Yes, but who's had more of a pop life has been Ja Rule. Y'all motherfuckers are sleeping on Ja, man. I'm gonna take, you know what? Just because of that, I'm gonna take Ja in this battle.
Okay,
it's gonna be a pleasant surprise, and I love Fat Joe, but for the sake of argument, I think, and because y'all are sleeping on Ja, I'm gonna take Ja Rule.
I'm not sleeping on Ja.
Sounds like y'all are sleeping on him.
I'm not sleeping on him. He got hits. He just doesn't have hits like Joe has hits. For every hit that Ja has, Joe got a hit the same. He got song with Ashanti.
I think Ja had bigger hits.
He got song with J-Lo. He can go toe to toe with every single one of his hits.
I think Ja had bigger songs.
I don't know about that.
I think Ja had bigger songs, bro.
I mean, he definitely had bigger songs, but that's
that's what I'm saying.
But that's not going to make you win the verses by having a more popular song.
But Ja had more popular. Like Fat Joe had What's
right,
Love.
But he doesn't have 20 good songs.
Fat Joe is still a hip hop artist. Ja Rule transitioned into a popular artist.
But the thing with Ja though, is Ja had features though. So remember, if you're doing features and however they want to do it, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But
you can do it. You know what it's going to come down to again? It's going to come down to showmanship. It's going to come down to Jadakiss running the whole shit.
I think,
and who can perform the shit better? Who can control the crowd better?
I mean, I think Fat Joe probably can because he's performed in the last 20 years and Ja has not. You know what I'm saying?
And, well, I give you that because Fat Joe has the bigger personality and and he's and there's gonna be some Fry Show jokes from him. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be
but they're friends. Like let Fat Joe tell it. They're friends. So I don't know. I don't know if there's gonna be a whole lot of that.
and Jim Jones and Cameron are all friends.
I don't know.
No, they are friends.
It didn't seem like it.
Of course, it didn't seem like it. That's what I'm trying to tell you is going to happen here too.
Yeah.
I think the Locks set a new bar across verses. Like
I would say Jadakiss set a new bar,
bro. Even from the beginning, Michael Buffer could not even finish introducing Diplomats when Sheik was like, fuck y'all bitches or something like that. Something wild disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like the tone was set off rip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Michael Buffer could not even finish the introductions, bro.
Yeah.
And Styles and Sheik were cursing everybody out.
Yeah.
Like that was just happening. So I think that's what the new standard is going to be, man. I think that's how it's going to go down for each versus. We're going to see more and more of that happening.
Well, I mean, let's see what happens. I'm
gonna watch it.
I'm just gonna look to see 50 Cent in the comment section because that could be.
Yeah, he's gonna be an asshole.
Disrespectful. Yeah,
because he's caught beef with both of them. But him and Joe might be friends now.
I don't think they're friends. I think they're like amicable.
They're amicable.
Yeah.
So I would say friends is a stretch. But what are we?
They're friendly.
Know? Yeah.
Speaking of not friends. Certified Lover Boy dropped, right? So a week ago, Donda dropped, then Certified Lover Boy drops. The streets were excited. There's a lot of praise for the album. There's a lot of weird feelings about the album. It's kind of a mid album. It's not.
What album you talking about? Donda or CLB?
Certified Lover Boy.
Okay.
Sort of kind of mid. There's nothing fantastic. I mean, there's a couple really good songs. I don't know if great applies to too much. But it's a good album. The replay value to me is a little low. I saw a lot of people speaking about the lack of growth within Drake's content.
I mean, he's just consistent with who he is.
Right, but what they're saying is that we're in a time in the world there's a lot of shit going on, and you're still like talking about the same shit you talked about 10 years ago.
I mean, that's how he's living.
He knows the formula.
Get it how you live.
Right, but what I'm saying though is that a lot of the negative reviews, and not even negative per se, but just criticisms of the album were that there's no growth. So yes, he has a formula, and there is a certain amount of people who are going to rock with.
I don't know if Drake is the guy I want to hear like about COVID and politics from.
Listen, I agree with that as well, but in the same stretch, it's not a far reach to say he's the most popular rapper on earth.
I think he is.
Far reach, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, I believe people are going to expect a certain level of responsibility from you.
Okay.
I just expect consistency. I mean, we know what you're good at doing. We know what we like from you. Just keep giving us what you give us.
The thing about the album with the consistency though is that if you were to just play the songs, like not knowing which album it was, like if you just shuffled his entire,
I've already done that, and I'm like, I don't know if this is new or old.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
There's songs on some of his albums that I never listened to, so I'm like, is this old or new? What is
a lot of the album songs on this album fit that agenda. Like, is this new?
That's okay though. That's okay.
No, because they're not great. Like they're not. I mean, they're barely scratching good to be honest.
Any 21 or 22 song album's not all going to be great, you know.
Which to me is why you should drop 11 bangers, not even bangers, 11 great songs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I get that
Yeah, but
everybody's supposed to do streaming numbers.
right, that's exactly
I mean, Kanye just did 775 million streams worldwide.
and his album I heard
his album
is pretty trash.
Hot
It's
trash.
But that's why, I mean, if you do 28 songs, which I think I heard that's what Kanye has on his album, that's
27.
Yeah, 27. So, it's almost 2 hours long. Like, even if you listen to it once, like, you've just streamed 2 hours worth of Kanye content. So for him having 27 songs is an advantage. It's kind of how you cheat the system, right?
I haven't listened to one song on the album. Have you?
Me neither.
Yeah.
I haven't, but just from what people have been saying is, and you can see it, like, that's why motherfuckers put 27, 28 songs on their albums. Drake put on what? He has like 20, right? He gave out 20, a 20 piece.
21 or 22, something like that.
Same thing. It's just to get more streaming involved. But he also, actually, both of them I heard have a lot of features, right? I like Drake's rollout, man. The billboards across the different cities was super tight.
They have the same features.
Yeah, Drake.
That's so crazy.
Drake did all that on purpose, I'm sure.
How did Jay do on who did he give a better verse to? Because I heard the Jay verse on Donda was kind of mid.
The Jay verse on Drake's album is fire. Like, that's a good song.
So
that's a good song.
So he probably gave Drake the better verse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jay needs to be around music more, though. That's just my personal opinion. Like, I don't need businessmen.
He needs to be like Nas.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Nas dropped two. We talked about that. Nas dropped 2 amazing bodies of work. Drake and Kanye's albums are not the best albums of the year, hip hop wise. It's still a mix of Nas.
But Drake's album definitely better than Ye's album.
Yes, Nas album, Tyler album, and one more person I'm forgetting are significantly better than Drake and Kanye. You know what I mean? So.
Did Cole drop something this year? No, not this year, right?
I'm not a Cole fan. Though.
What's his name? Geary, Indiana. Freddie Gibbs.
Oh, Freddie Gibbs.
I don't know if he dropped the album this year though.
In 2021?
Yeah, he did some Alfredo, right? Oh no, maybe that was last year.
That was last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Griselda, Hitler wears MS8.
Griselda. You can't forget Griselda.
Hitler wears MS8.
That shit might be album of the year. I mean, Griselda all together, man, as a unit, they're unfuckwittable.
Yeah.
They make music that really, really speaks to me.
Yeah. I love it.
That's what I want to hear out of my rappers that I fuck with.
I love it.
Yeah.
Episode 129, also just a very unfortunate incident regarding the Kanye and Drake situation. Drake has this radio show on Sirius XM. On the latest edition, he leaked a song called "Life of the Party." It's Andre 3000 and Kanye.
It's a Kanye
featuring song. Yeah, featuring Andre 3000. Right. So when Andre 3000 was given the song to record, I believe there was one Kanye West verse on there. The verse was very talking about his mother and just being a very Kanye-esque verse, but no controversy.
Yeah.
Dre writes an amazing verse. Writes, spits an amazing verse, talking about his mother, telling Kanye's mom to talk to his mom, and you know what I'm saying? Just
a very heartfelt lyric.
Very heartfelt. Incredible verse.
Yeah. He talks about it in People magazine, actually. He said
go ahead.
No, I was gonna just recite what he said.
Quote him.
Yeah,
quote him. He goes, a few weeks ago, Kanye reached out about me being a part of the Donda album. Andre explained in a statement obtained by Variety, I was inspired by his idea to make a musical tribute to his mom. It felt appropriate to me to support the Donda concept by referencing my own mother, who passed away in 2013. We both share that loss. I thought it was a beautiful choice to make a clean album, but unfortunately, I didn't know that was the plan before I wrote and recorded my verse. It was clear to me that an edited, clean format of the verse would not work without having the raw original also available. So sadly, I had to be omitted from the original album release. That's crazy. So you're saying what it looks like happened here, Jerome, is Dre made his verse and then sent it back to Kanye, and then Kanye added vocals on there dissing Drake.
Yes.
That's so trash.
Yeah. I mean, that's typical Kanye style, though. Would you expect anything less out of him?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean,
and then not even put it on the album.
Well, not only that, but here you are. You've called this album about your mother. You gave somebody a concept for a song honoring your mother and where he did the job and honored his own mother. And you disrespected his mother and your own mother by turning that into a diss track.
Yeah.
Like, where is...
Kanye needs help, man. He needs help.
He needs guidance.
Yeah, he needs mental evaluation and help, man.
Yeah, I think because he's fucked up.
Yeah, he's gone, man.
Yeah. I haven't heard the song yet, but so Drake put that out on his show, Jerome.
Drake did.
He leaked it on his.
Some more about it, but he played it, which basically means he leaked it.
Yeah.
First of all, which is crazy, how did he get his hands on?
Yeah.
Because Drake, Drake is Drake, man.
Oh yeah, listen, I'm not
that bag.
mad at it. Yeah, listen, Drake.
He got somebody
sent him that shit for some bread.
Somebody got $1 million because this is a studio quality song.
Yeah.
Somebody easily got $1 million, right?
Absolutely.
And it's just a chess move. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm Kanye, because the feedback Kanye got was self-destructive. You know what I'm saying?
So Kanye obviously has not spoken about this. He's just going to stay quiet and just wait for it to blow over.
Drake's been like Instagram storying it a little bit, but I think people really felt that the person who was done wrong the most in this was Andre 3000, right?
Definitely,
because he
got set up.
He got set up. You know what I'm saying? He got set up on one end, and then Drake leaks it, thinking it's a power.
And that's not even like his stand on anything, man. Like I never heard of Andre 3000 beefing with anybody on a record.
No,
you know what I mean. So, nevertheless, man, we'll see what's good with just the fallout and how this all happens.
Kanye is a shitty person, Lex. You should know that if you don't already.
Side note: I just got the tech pack for the Darling Nikki T-shirt. Oh my god!
Oh yeah,
it's game over.
Where you getting it printed at? We should talk about that offline.
We're not gonna talk. Yeah, for sure. That'll be a low key. It's a low key.
Jerome is not really good about distributing T-shirts that we get though.
No, that's not me. I didn't put the last T-shirt run together. Okay, I was.
Well, we're still waiting for. I think
I'm just talking about all the T-shirts that we get
sent
from
the,
Yeah.
All the
podcast shirts that we get.
Okay, come to Dollar Nicky on Wednesday. I got y'all. Right now.
Oh man.
Shout out
okay.
to Mr. Chef Fido.
Are you still doing the vaccination card required?
Proof of vaccination.
Yeah.
And negative test within the last.
Both.
Yeah. Or.
Not
So proof of vaccination or negative.
So you don't have to be vaccinated if you have a negative test within 48 hours.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we had to soften the stance.
So y'all switch that up.
We just had to.
There's gonna be a lot of photoshopping on them test results.
I mean, listen. Once I'm in the club, once I'm in the function, I'm in the function. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not here to do all that. There is episode 129. I don't know where we stand with sneakers this week. I don't know if there's a lot of.
I grabbed the DTLR 992s that came out on Friday. I went and lined up for them.
Rhode Island?
Yep, Rhode Island Avenue, bro. Got there maybe about an hour and a half before they dropped. And
was there people out there already?
It was maybe like 5 people in front of me, but we ended up just talking shit and just catching up on,
Did they sell out eventually or no?
Yeah, I think
that day.
Yeah, they sold out, man. They sold out online like right away. The bots ate it up, and then
was it a big pack with like a T-shirt and everything, or that was just for friends and family?
That was just a friends and family pack, which I ended up getting a pack off as well. Shout out to my man June Sanders, who designed the sneakers from DTLR. He sent over that as well. But I just wanted 2 pairs. That's how much I really fuck with the shoe. So, I knew the pack was coming. The gifted package from June and from DTLR, but I knew I wanted another pair of the shoes too. So, listen, they're great. I can't even lie, man. They're fucking
992 is comfortable, yo.
992s are great, but he really did. I'm seeing more of a response like nationwide, like, you know, the DC shoes for me, I really like those, but I think it's also because I'm just kind of biased being from this area. And, you know, I think for people from this area, we really like that shoe. Some of us did and some of us didn't. But outside of this area, I think this shoe connects a lot more only because it's like an all-around great looking shoe. It's not just dedicated to one area in America, you know what I mean? Like the DC one was. So I'm seeing a lot of people talk about like this is top 3 New Balances of the year so far. So I'm not mad at that. I'm with it. I think that's a fair assessment.
Top 3 of the year.
It needs to be in the conversation as of right now. I mean, you know, obviously we're in September. There's still 4 more months left. But
when did the Salehis come out?
Salehis came out this year. The green pair came out this year.
The orange pair came out last year.
Yeah.
He has like a new pair, a gray pair coming out.
The new Salehis are.
They might be. They might be a little bit too futuristic of a sole for me.
I like them. I'll take off the hook on the back. I'll take that off.
Is that a hook?
Whatever it is, the little.
It might serve a purpose. Let's see what the.
Yeah, sure. But I like it. I like it, except for that piece. And I haven't seen the whole shoe together. I've seen like pictures of the front, which I really fuck with, and then I saw like a zoomed in picture of just the little hook on the back.
There's been a lot of New Balance. There's been a lot of New Balance.
Listen, New Balance
Joe Fresh Goods.
New Balance is on a fucking roll.
Yeah,
they're on a roll.
Yeah,
and they seem to be connecting with the people the right way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is a Travis Scott Air Max 1.
Not a fan.
I'm not feeling those as of right now, but I've only seen like tech pack pictures. Have you seen like an actual picture of the shoe, Jerome?
There's like an actual picture of it, right?
I gotta see that.
There's 2 colors of
there's
it.
Like
yeah. But back to New Balance is another one, Jerome. The joints you had on the protection pack, which I also have a pair of. Fire. Another like, is that a general release? I think it was a general release. It's a non-collab New Balance. I'll say that. It might be like New Balance.
Which ones are those? Protection pack.
It kind of looks like
the cut up edges.
Yeah.
I don't like that model. I don't like the M2002.
I like the 2002.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
That is the cool kid shoe for the moment.
No, and they're mad comfortable.
I'm not cool, yo.
I think those to me are more comfortable than the 992s for my feet.
No.
For my feet.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But. Yeah, and I mean, New Balance just been doing a lot of shit, man. The re-released version 2 990s as well. Like, you can't keep that out. Listen, there's a lot of stuff.
When did those come out?
Those came out this year too, like a couple of months ago.
Wow.
Yeah. But you were saying about
you're talking about the ones that the old school 990s that look like
990s V2. They have the red tab on it that says 990 V2 on it.
Yeah,
it's like the remastered version of the 990.
Yep.
But you were saying the Travis's, Jerome, you fuck with those or no? The Air Maxes? It's an Air Max 1, right?
Yeah, there's 2 colorways. I like to see artists start to move into different directions, pick less popular
different silhouettes.
Sneakers.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like obviously Air Max 1 is a very popular sneaker, but for the general public, it might not be as much. So hopefully it'll inspire us to continue to get really good colorways. I know Nike had that orange and that green colorway either early this year or last year.
Yep.
They had those 2 which were fire. But you know, like you could never go wrong with a fresh pair of red Air Max 1s or the blue pair of Air Max 1s.
Sure.
The classic ones, yeah.
Hopefully it inspires them to do that. You know what I'm saying? Travis is going to do what Travis is going to do. You know what I mean? They're going to be
Travis going to sell out regardless.
Yeah, of course.
You know resellers going to go crazy.
Try to sell you some T-shirt made by Fragment, whatever. It's all good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like I said, I'm just a fan of let's just make good stuff for people. It doesn't always have to be Jordan 1s or Dunks per se. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I just like that Travis is making all the shoes that he likes. He did the Air Force 1s, he did the Jordan 1s, he did
I just
Dunks.
think the mark of a good collaboration and a good designer it doesn't have to rely on popularity.
I mean, he also did 270s, which
I mean, that might have been forced on him just because it was like an introduction to the model. But he's also going for less popular models, which I really like, man, because there was just a picture of him rocking the Air Trainer 1, which is a sleeper for like
Oh, I
people
love those.
of our generation. We really bang
Yeah,
with the Air
I
Trainer
love
1,
those.
right? But like newer kids, they don't know anything about that.
Right.
Like they don't know what the chlorophyll Air Trainer 1 is and what it meant. You know what I'm saying? Like that shoe was a
Those are
fucking
like
stunner.
the Andre Agassi, John McEnroe's.
McEnroe's, the Bo Jacksons, like
Yeah.
all these people were rocking that shit, man. So
Yeah.
for him to pick that model, I'm excited to see what he's doing.
Oh,
That's where I kind
he's
of
doing one of those too.
yeah. I think there's news about him
I
doing one
thought
of
those were
those.
there was like an SB that was similar to the colorway that he's doing back in
Well,
the day.
the SB's also tapped into the Air Trainer 1
But
market. If you
the
remember,
old ones, they had the brown with the navy blue.
I have
brown with the navy blue. There was the Huff did a pair, the Gold Digger.
Yeah, but the first SB Air Trainer.
Oh, the Paul Browns, maybe.
I don't know.
I have Air Trainer 1 SB. It's a Phoenix Suns colorway, black shoe, purple and orange accents.
Yes, that was actually a Day of the Dead.
This was the
Air
first
Trainer
one right
1.
here, Abdul.
Yeah,
I remember those.
I remember those. I think that might have been Paul Brown. Is that a Paul Brown collab or no?
It says not.
Okay,
nah, you talking about Paul Smith?
Paul Smith.
Yeah.
Either way, I just
either way.
I just put the link to the Travis Air Max 1.
Let me see what these shits look like.
Paul Brown. Yep, Paul Brown.
Yeah, Paul Brown. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they call it. Those were fire.
I like these, bro. I'm not mad at these.
Let me see.
They look a little bit. I gotta kind of see them in person, or I could pull these off very well, actually.
They look like they. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're doing too much, but people will love them.
Yeah, I could pull these off.
I honestly, I haven't really been a fan of any of the Travis collabs. To be honest with you, I don't really. They don't really.
I've liked his Air Forces. I really like these fragment Air Jordan ones, the lows and the highs.
I do like the cream Air Force ones that he did. I don't like the crazy ones with like the zippers and all that shit on them, but the cream ones with like the metal.
I like those too. If you take that zipper off, you're good money.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen nobody really wearing them in the streets.
I've worn my pair, but yeah, I like those a lot. Yeah, that's pretty much it for sneakers, man. Y'all got anything else? Anything else coming out?
I mean,
nah. So let's what is Abdul watching?
Man, what else am I watching? Well, for one, I started Billions, which is a show on Showtime. I think their 6th season might be started on Sunday. 6th season premiere started on Sunday. But instead of watching that, I decided to just go back to season 1, episode 1, and start the series again from scratch. So I'm in the middle of that. I'm still in season 1, episode 6, I believe. It's almost like I'm watching the series again for the first time. That's how dope the series is. And 6 years ago, you kind of forget like a lot of the things that happened. So catching up on that is like I'm still enjoying it just like I did the first time watching it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch all 5 seasons, catch up, and then go right into the 6th season and continue watching that. So get that whole flow of the whole series.
Yeah.
I'm watching that. Ted Lasso on Apple TV.
I've heard great things about it.
It's very good, man. You should get, if you don't have Apple TV, go cop that. Sign up for it. The first year is free, and then just cut it off after the first year.
What is
Apple TV? Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
So Ted Lasso is really good. They put out new episodes every Friday. What else? Oh, I started this new show called Only Murders in the Building. It's on Hulu, and it's got Steve Martin Short, and Selena Gomez in it. And it starts out with Martin Short. Well, actually, all 3 of them live in the same building in New York City, and one of their neighbors dies, and they decide to kind of do their own investigation into it and create a podcast talking about their investigation. So it's actually pretty funny and well written. Steve Martin and Martin Short are obviously both legends in the game. Selena Gomez, who I didn't know a whole lot about. I know she's like a pop star or something like that, like a teen queen or some shit. But she's doing so far so good. So I caught up on that. I'm still also watching Nine Perfect Strangers, which is also a show on Hulu. I've talked about that last episode. So new episodes come out every week. I'm caught up on that. The Wu-Tang joint is starting again on Hulu. The Wu-Tang series, season 2. If you haven't, did you watch season 1, Jerome, or no?
Of Ted Lasso?
No, off the Wu-Tang shit.
Oh yeah, Wu-Tang was fire.
What about you,
Eddie?
I
watched it, yeah.
Yo, listen, season 2 starting up again. I'm excited about that. But there's also a show that actually premieres tonight, September 7th. So our show comes out on the 9th, on Thursday. So you'll be able to go on demand and go watch it. It's called Impeachment, and it's coming out on FX. Executive produced by Jerome's girl, Monica Lewinsky. And it's about, when President Clinton was impeached. Wait, did he make it to impeachment?
Nah.
Or
I thought he got impeached.
He got impeached, right? He got impeached. He just wasn't found guilty of it. He didn't get removed. Yeah. So it's about that first impeachment trial, and that case during that scandal in the early 90s with Clinton and
that shit was crazy.
Remember how Clinton used to run to McDonald's every morning and go get himself like a fucking cheeseburger or some shit?
Yeah.
That was like a thing. He would run to some McDonald's here in DC and just go with his security and go eat like cheeseburgers. What is it with these white presidents and cheeseburgers? Like Trump was doing the same thing, eating cheeseburgers left and right.
Yeah, McDonald's cheeseburgers or some shit.
Yeah, they have no respect for their own health. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Trump was eating like fish fillets, which is even nastier.
I mean, you just don't expect a lot from Trump, though, so it's understandable. I mean,
at least Clinton was like running to go get a cheeseburger,
and he was also a lot younger then, right?
He was exercising.
Yeah, that was also 30 years ago. So he had to have been like in his 40s, maybe.
Yeah,
50s. Yeah. So, that's it for TV, man.
Let's see.
Shout out to all black presidents of the United States.
Yeah. So basically, obviously, we talked about Kanye. That was the new
music.
Drake, Westside Gun, Drake.
Hell yeah, Westside Gun.
There's an artist by the name of Jameson, JMSN. He just put a new album out. It's pretty good. It's an artist by the name of Little Sims. She is a black woman rapper from England, London, I believe. Best album since Tyler. Her album.
Wow.
Well, best album since Nas. All right, let me I just forgot.
Not better than Tyler's.
Incredible. Top 5 album of the year, though. She is
Little Sims.
She's rapping, clarity on her voice. She's just.
Does she only have one album out?
Yeah, it just came out like last week. It is. I'm not sure if she only has one, but this is the new one. It is stellar. It is fantastic. You put it on like when you're just trying to catch a vibe. She's really.
She got like a funny British flow, or like.
It's clear. It's it's definitely.
You know how like British, they kind of like rap on.
She's not like rapping like Skepta.
Yeah, like offbeat, like on that. What's that sound? What's that? Their music called? Not grunge, but
grime.
Grime. Is it like on some grime shit?
No, not at all.
Okay,
not at all. So Little Sims, check that out if you feel so inclined. I put out a mix live from the night brunch. That's been doing really well. It's been killing it for me. And also, last night I DJ'd in Silver Spring, Maryland, and they had my boy. His name is DJ Sam I Am. Came through, and Sam is the god of Afrobeat. Like there's nobody in DC better than Sam. Like he is.
But he's African too, isn't he?
Yeah. Sam, he's Nigerian. He gets on the mic. So last night was so turned up. Sam's sister beat up a girl.
Wow.
And Sam beat up the security that was trying to like separate the fight. Then he walks.
He DJ'd and then beat up the security afterwards.
It's before. So then he walks in. He's like, "Yo, Rome, you ready to go?" I'm like, "Yeah." I've been DJing for 2 hours at this point. So he just jumps on and fully destroys the party.
Hold on, he beat up security and then DJ'd?
Yeah.
That's tight.
the African clubs is a whole different energy.
Yeah, they
right here,
wild
bro.
out.
What
They
I'm
wild
learning,
out.
but just the tension, even but like these dudes are all friends, but the tension between like the promoters and the DJs and the owners and the everybody,
Mm.
like it's a different level of like intensity. They go from 0 to 100 and been right back to 0. Like I just like this shit is crazy. All Nigerians too. You know what I'm saying? Like these things are crazy.
Oh man.
So Sam played like 30 records. I shazammed everything. I don't give a fuck. I was like, I need like because what
Nah, you gotta get your skills up.
what I tweeted though, I tweeted like you can go on Apple Music and Tidal and Spotify and get all the playlists in the world, but you don't know what works until you're in the spot with the people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was in the spot with the people. He played all these records.
You see how it affects everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some shit you're not gonna see if you're like living in like fucking
Right.
you know
Manassas.
man, maybe like Kansas. I mean, there's Africans in Manassas. I don't know about Kansas though, right?
Yeah.
But we're in Silver Spring.
Shout out to Africans, man.
Yo, listen, big shout out to Africa. Shout out to last night, DJ Sam I Am on all social media. Please follow him. He is a god. His hip hop set was okay. You know what I'm saying? I get that he had to.
He doesn't give a fuck about the hip hop set. He's like, I know where I reign supreme.
Because all they have to do, what they have to do is they have to, you know, they can't Afrobeat it all day long.
Yeah,
they got to break it. We got to play. I'm Too Sexy by Drake and Future, right? So he got into his bag a little bit. But when he came back to that African shit the last time, I ain't never
Bodied
seen
it.
that shit. Like,
You shazammed every song.
I told him, I was like, I just Shazammed your last 30. So he's like, Rome, just call me, bro. I'll give you anything you want.
You're like, I don't know what song that was. I had to Shazam it.
I've called you before and you don't pick up. So I'm like, he's like, Rome, it's all good. Just call me tomorrow. We'll work it out. I'm like, all right, bet.
Shout out to the African Cup of Nations, man. The soccer tournament's starting, and my home country, Sierra Leone, is in the final rounds of that tournament. So I need everybody to root for Sierra Leone to win this thing. We're very much underdogs in this thing. And actually they kind of grouped us with some powerhouses, man. So our chances are not looking very good, but either way, we're in there. So
you're still gonna be jerseyed Air Force.
Nah, we're gonna be jerseyed out for sure, man. We're gonna be jerseyed out for sure, and supporting the home nation. Yeah. Shout out to Africa all around.
Shout out to Africa. Episode 129 was the podcast. We did that. Shout out to my man, always available. Hashtag Streetwear Eddie.
Yo.
Shout out to our remote producer who's currently at the mall with his son on a play date. So
nice.
Silent Time is hanging out, and he's
Plaza.
He's probably the reason why we had technical difficulties in the beginning of the show. He's controlling the whole podcast from his iPhone 7 right now. So that could be the reason for all these issues.
His battery's probably dead right now.
Nah, shout out to everybody, man. Oh, also happy 13th anniversary to a store out of Cincinnati owned by my man Matt called Corporate. They have shops in Cincinnati as well as Indianapolis. Good dudes. And you know, listen, also a minority owned sneaker store and boutique. So shout out to them, man. Happy 13th anniversary.
No doubt. So shout out to my man, always available. Hashtag Streetwear Eddie. Shout out to Big Republican Vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Jerome.
Jerome McCain.
I can't be
Jerome. That should be that sounds like a dope DJ name for you and your spouse. DJ Jerome McCain. It has that flow.
If you guys didn't know,
and your spouse.
Abdul is leading a Republican Trump.
Oh man, we didn't talk about that.
There's a Republican march on DC on the 18th. Trump march.
Listen,
Abdul has details if you want to.
Abdul
will be frontline.
There's a march, but that's also a big weekend. We got to talk about Howard Hampton weekend.
That's true.
So the weekend of October, September 18th in DC is
why do we say October? September 18th.
September 18th is a Congressional Black Caucus weekend.
Yes.
So there's Nas and D Nice.
We need tickets to that, man. Who can hook us up? I get the shit showing up on as a sponsored thing
Kenny
on my
Burns
feed.
Party?
Kenny Burns is on that party too. Yeah. $155 for a ticket. Holla at your boy.
And that's standing all the way in the back. Like that's the cheapest ticket. And honestly, I don't have $155, but I would love to go.
That same weekend is Howard Hampton football
at Audi Field.
Audi Field,
which is the DC United soccer field. So they're playing a game there.
Also, 8th Street Festival
Eighth
on the
Street
18th.
Festival.
Listen,
Also,
Trump rally. Go to 8th Street Festival. See what it looks like out there. That's just go there. Go get a drink afterwards.
Come in the
You're
back
gonna
way.
be safe.
Come in the back way. Start off at like 16th Street.
Yeah, start off over there by Heck and Jamal. You be
exactly.
all right.
Come the back way.
You be all right.
You be good.
Fuck out of here.
So then there's I don't even know.
We need to go to
Hampton
the Nas
Howard,
show though.
CBC, Nas.
Can our guy Big Dave, is he affiliated with the Anthem?
I don't know if he still is. We'll hit him up. He listens.
Listen, Big Dave, line us up with these tickets, please.
There's also
VIP only.
I just found out Siraj.
Backstage.
Count me in this time, Big Dave.
Your
Count
man
me in this
Siraj,
time.
your man Siraj pulled up on me, Abdul.
DJ Siraj?
Nah, Siraj went to Hampton.
Oh, yeah, that's my guy. Okay.
Yes. So Siraj pulled up on me at Eaton. He's like,
on Saturday.
Yeah. He's like, Rome, you killing it. I was like, I appreciate it, G. And then he texted me today, said he got a party for Hampton Howard as well that weekend, that Saturday night.
We're going.
So I was like, I already got something from 4 to 9. Then I got something from 12:30 to 3.
So let's go in between.
So then he was like, just play like 9:30 to 12. I'm like,
let's do that.
We're gonna try to do it.
I mean, even if you don't go to play, let's just go hang out.
Nah, he wants me to play because I told him
I'm not going nowhere to hang out no more.
I was like, I'll just come through and chill. He was like, nah, I want you to play. And I was like, well, let me find out what time I'm playing the first party. Because if I'm playing the first party 4 to 7, I can get to his party earlier.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I'll keep you posted. I'll talk to Siraj today.
All right.
So, shout out to Hampton University, of course, best school ever. But yeah, shout out to always available hashtag Streetwear Eddie. Don't charge Abdul. I am Jerome Baker the Third, and we are out. Peace.
Peace.